When he gets to a point, as long as he's putting out, he's fine. If he ever gets to a point where he can't put out and he has to be reacting to other people, he's not a good reactor to others. He's not a good responder. If he had to go under oath and be questioned or be, he's not a good responder. He wouldn't be considered very credible. So he pushes on to the next thing, on to the next thing, so it never can catch up to it. You got to catch up to him before you can do that. But it's certainly, he's not vulnerable to shock. It's just, even if he has the shocks, his mode of behavior is to build up again, to go again, to set up, you get knocked over, stand up, do it again. There's a certain admirable quality to that. The Neptune we talked about in the second house with Jupiter, the ability to spend, to get money, to spend money, to have great visions. Both Neptune and Jupiter add a huge, it adds a, I want more, I want to spend more, I want to do things. It adds this vision of, it increases the capacity. I want more, I want to spend more. Increase the money, it could increase the debt. But these things tend to pile up. They affect the Saturn, which has some caution, but the Neptune and the Mercury. So you got the government holding some caution in Saturn, but your Neptune, Mercury, he has friends, he's making deals and talking to people around the world that are still he's influential with, that's of a questionable influence to his actual structural position. It wouldn't, if he was just doing business, it wouldn't be a conflict of interest, but in government, it might be. So a lot of people are worried that he's too strongly influenced by his business ties with Russia, and that he owes Putin something, and there's some special deals going on with Russia, and that even the scheme about were Russians affecting the elections. Well, the way elections are, you run for elections and everybody pushes and you get what money you raise from wherever you raise it and you run for the election, you go. So it's just magnified in a bigger way. And that kind of countries came in and affected this. I'm sure different companies have been investing in Canadian American politics ever since they were going on, when they had something to gain. Anyways, okay. So the Neptune in the money house, great visions, great dreams, potential great illusions, but very self-centered potential to use it. Great waves, great sinkholes. Nothing stable, questionable. And then the Pluto. His Pluto's in the 12th, and no bad aspects to the Pluto. Pluto's not hitting any of his planets, but it's in his 12th house. There's still power struggles and fear. Still, there's still, if he's around unreliable people will have an influence over him. This Pluto in the 12th house. I have that. I usually say, just because you're paranoid, it doesn't mean someone's not following you. But there is a certain not facing fears, not dealing with things. He puts that energy, he's not seeing the repercussions of it. It's hidden in his 12th house, and his mind isn't thinking, oh no, we're beyond that. We won't have to deal with that. And as long as he's moving forward, that's fine. If he has nowhere to go, then the things can catch up to him. So where do you go after presidency? I guess you go into being an international person, running hotels and running businesses in international finance, knowing exactly how everything about the states. If you're not in this country, you wouldn't have to be, if you're not president, you don't have to be responsible for the country anymore. You have these secret things, you know how to use them to your advantage. So he's a wingman. He's a very independent person, and has the potential to do it. But in politics, it's a dangerous person. He's very insecure, very unstable, and with a questionable way of thinking. But a very cautious eye on where's the money coming from, where it's coming from. Got to have the money, got to have this. So you could see how he would leave Congress to leave the government closed. If he doesn't get what he wants, if I'm not getting what I want to build what I want to do, to build the wall of Mars in the 12th house in Leo, well, we'll sit there. The government won't run. Saturn will control his Venus. We'll sit and wait. And it's easy for him to blame other people, Mercury and Neptune, blame other people, rather than think he's responsible for it. Other people are responsible for stopping him. Okay, so even with the rising chart and not setting, the ability to project more than react to others, it's so strongly there. It's his strength and it's his obvious weakness in political scenarios. He's a really strong and independent that tends to look like a fool when he's running a team, because he's not running a team, he's running his ideas and expecting the team to live up to them. And the minute someone lets him down or doesn't go the way he wants, oh, it's a scandal, oh, they were wrong, he cuts them out, it backs off. But in politics, your efforts accumulate, your friends and your enemies accumulate. So it's not the best environment for him to be in. The minute he became president, he had his hand ties. He had everyone telling what he can or can't say. That goes against his whole nature. So, okay, now what we're going to do, just to see how this plays out, over here, I have a bio here. Okay, we'll pull the bio up in the middle for a minute. So we'll go through, just roughly go through the bio, and then we'll see it in the time context as well. There's a lot of different bios, and so much stuff on it, almost too much, but this is Brief History of Donald Trump. It came from Wikipedia. I got it from Wikipedia. So, born in 46, same age as I am. Worked for Father's Company, 62. Graduates from Military Academy, New York. I'm not sure what that means. The Military Academy. Attends Fordham University. Graduates from University of Pennsylvania in 68. So he started in one university, ended up graduating from University of Pennsylvania. Don't have the why someone would change or what would happen. Anyways, that happened. Becomes owner of Elizabeth Trump and Son from his mom. Renames it the Trump Organization, 72. Marries a Czech model, 72. As he gets that, he gets the empire, gets the woman. Then gives birth to Donald Trump Jr. Somewhere in here they split up, and then he gets married again. Ivana gives birth to Ivanka Trump. It's 81. Grand opening Trump Tower in Manhattan, 83. Gives birth to Eric Trump. She gives birth to second son. Then he published his book, The Art of the Deal. It's a big, big book, made a lot of money. So then Trump is the Game. Mass produced 87, 88, 89. Then he divorces in 92. So 72, one marriage. By 82, he has the second marriage and his second kid. By 92, he divorces his second wife. Then shortly thereafter, in 92, his three businesses, the three casinos, all went bankrupt. Taj Mahal, Castle, and Plaza. He's 900 million in debt and faces bankruptcy. Oh yeah, then that was 90. Then it bankrupts, then he got divorced. 93, marries again, he has a daughter, Tiffany. He turns his hotels and casino resorts, goes public, I guess, to shares. Then he divorces again. His father passed away in 99. Founds a Trump Model Management. That's when he takes over the beauty contests in the world and that. Let's see. Identifies with the Reform Party 99, with the Democratic Party 2001, becomes the host of the NBC's Apprentice, where he got really built up a lot of fame. Then Grand Opening Trump Tower 2009, and he's with Melania. She gives birth in 2006. Then he marries her in 2005. She gives birth in 2006. Grand Opening, sets up with the Republican Party. Then in 2009, 2011, Independent Party, 2012. The Republican Party again in 2015. Let's see if we can get this up here. This goes up to 2016. He announces his candidacy. So this is a brief rundown over all his stuff. So the multiple marriages, kids with each, the moon and Sag, the full moon, the disruptions. But at the same time, the ends of each of his marriages were just preceded by the ends of his business doing that. When he wasn't doing well his business, it started putting pressure on, and that's when his relationship got tight and broke too. Okay, I'm going to come out of this. I'm going to look at some of the transits, or look at the Saturn cycle, and we'll try and back into this, the events. So when we're looking at the chart, we see the Saturn up here in the 11th, and it moves down very early in its life. It hits its ascendant. So the first 2 or 3 months, or 2 or 3 years, are in there. So in the third year, they have something in this third year. I don't know if they want that personal in this bio. No, they don't have anything from 46 to 62. So something of a very disruptive nature happened. Maybe it's a grandparent going or somebody leaving, something happening, but that affected him by the time he's 3. Okay, then he's in his first quadrant, down to about 10. He's all supposed to be in school, personal growth, learning. 10, 17 is the descendant. So, but at, say 10, so let's see, at about 12, 13, he has Saturn going over his moon and opposing his sun. So here we are here in the graph. The Saturn here, here's the Saturn at the bottom at about 5 o'clock. The lower clock will be at 5 o'clock. Then the bottom in Cancer, moves up, hits the ascendant, hits the ascendant. By 2011, 2012, 1958, Saturn's opposing his sun. That's a low end time. Well, 58, he's 12. And there's nothing mentioned in that bio. I wonder if there is another bio. 1 second. I think it's here. This is the CNN bio. Did they put something earlier? No, they don't have anything in that earlier. No, okay. So let's check one other one. No, that's just more recent. Okay, so, okay. We don't know what happened there, but certainly that would have been Saturn on the moon opposing the sun. That would have been a telltale time to really know deeply in his life. Because out of that down, he started working with, he finishes school, gets to school, goes to university, gets above the rise, gets to universities, then starts working with his father. Next big thing is when Saturn conjuncts his midheaven in 68, 69, let's see what's happened. 68, he graduates. So going to school, attending school, building up all of that, he graduated as Saturn hit his midheaven. I accomplished it. I got my degree. Okay, this is not a master's. This is just getting a degree. But it's an accomplishment. He did that. Then a year and a half later, by 71, Saturn's conjuncting the sun, and he should be defining his goals in a big way. 71, he graduated. 72, he becomes the owner of Elizabeth Trump & Sons. So he takes over the family company in 72. As he's built up the sun, he's moving to power. He's got his degree, he's moving, takes over the power, renames it the Trump Organization. And by 72, he's married. So at that time, 71, when Saturn's on his sun, that's when he was making moves to work with, take over the mother's business. At the same time, he was serious about relationships. Or not wanting to be alone. So in his relationship, he would make the commitment to get married. That's the Saturn conjuncting his sun, opposing his moon.